Hey guys, so today let's talk about how you can move to the UK with your unmarried partner. I mean, you've been with somebody for 2 years, 3 years, getting a job in the UK, or the person got like a study visa in the UK should not stop your relationship. There are ways that you can, go about it, and there are visa types that you can go on as a dependent, because people usually just know about the regular stuff like, oh, my husband is working in the UK, oh, my wife is studying in the UK, so I will go as a dependent. But people don't know about like unmarried partner visa. So there is an unmarried partner visa which allows your spouse to come as your dependent to the UK. So on my visa, I have my spouse's name there. So our visas are like joined together. So I am on his visa, right? So first of all, how do you get your married visa partner? We had to do a lot of research. I have never heard of it before. When I told my dad that, oh, I want to go and meet him in the UK, it's like, you guys have to come to Nigeria first, you have to get married first. The moment you get married, it is instant. Once you have your marriage certificate, that's how it's done. And I'm like, but somebody said, people said, I've seen that we can. And it's like, I don't know about that. I don't think it's possible. Even up till the moment we were processing the visa and everything, it was still like, are you sure? I said, you just relax for God. Don't worry, it's possible. And yeah, people didn't believe it, people didn't think it was possible. So it got to a point I stopped talking to everyone. The only person I was talking to was my partner. Like, even friends that were like, oh, I know you're processing this thing, how is it going? I stopped being in contact with people because I just wanted it to happen. And when it happens, you see the goodness of God. Like, I cannot be tensioned for nothing. So I stopped. So what we did at first, like I said, was research. Is it possible? If it's possible, how do we go about it? And the moment we realized, oh, it's possible, and the fact that he was already here in the UK, it was easy for him to get first-hand information from people that, oh, what kind of visa can I do for my partner? How do I get the link? Because there is a link for different types of visas. There's a link for unmarried partner, a student, unmarried partner worker, unmarried partner skilled worker, unmarried partner global talent worker. There are different types of links that you need to use. So it depends on what your partner is doing in the UK. But for us, he's a global talent. So we did unmarried partner global talent dependent visa. And it cost a lot. Hey, Jesus. It cost a lot. Like, it's a whole lot of money for the IHS first of all, because you have to pay for your healthcare in advance. So if you're coming to the UK for 3 years or 5 years to join your partner for those period of time, you have to pay for those years. So you don't pay per year, you pay like, if it's a 5 years visa, you're paying for your healthcare for 5 years straight up. So the money was like a whole lot that we had to put together. So we had to take a break from the visa thing and started trying to put money together. After paying for the healthcare, then you pay for the visa, right? So after now paying for the visa, which is also expensive, but it's not as expensive compared to the healthcare because you're paying for years, right? So after paying for the visa, now you think about your flight tickets. But after that, we were able to now sit down to say, okay, now how do we go about this thing, right? Because after you've paid for IHS, you've paid for visa, what is the most important thing is documents that they need, because these people deal with documents. They just need to see official documents, not unofficial stuff. So we had to do a lot of affidavits. We as a couple, we already have affidavits from like 4 to 5 months ago stating that we swore an oath that we're together, we're a couple under the law and everything. The only thing left for us to do is to, have a marriage certificate. So that really was helpful. So when it comes to documents, they need documents that states that you've been together for the past 2 years. And how do you prove that? Well, we have to search online again. How do you prove that you've been with your partner for 2 years plus? So the first thing we saw that was official was rent receipts. All right, so where you've lived together for the past 2 years. We lived in Accra, we lived in Nairobi, we lived in Uganda. We had all those receipts in our names. Things you bought together, maybe you went shopping together, you bought things at the mall together, you bought a phone together, you bought furnitures together, you know, household stuff in both your names. It's not okay, of course we're not married yet, so I wanted to say it's not Mr. and Mrs. This, it is my full name and his full name. So we had to, you know, get all those things. If you travel together, like the travel itinerary we submitted, where my travel to Rwanda, right? It was not around, so I traveled alone to Rwanda because my Kenya visa was about to expire. So I traveled to Rwanda alone. He paid for that trip. He paid for my flight. He paid for everything. So we had those documents. So I submitted my ticket, my yeah, I submitted my ticket. Then we submitted the M-Pesa payment transaction that he had on his M-Pesa. So it shows that, oh, he paid for this trip even though he was not around. And then we submitted hotel receipts that we stayed in Accra. We submitted both Uber receipts. You know, when we went out, he booked the ride in his official name. It is very important that you have things in your full name. I know sometimes we think, oh, it is just both, I just write Missy. Yes, I've also made that mistake before, but I have learned, and I made a video on things that I learned during this my UK visa application process, and I'm going to put the link here so that you can watch it and also, you know, learn one or two things from there. So we had receipts from when we went out together, when we bought things together, when we, you know, yeah, so many things. Receipts are very important, keep them. Documents are very important, keep them. When I was coming from Accra to Nairobi, my receipts, my flight tickets, everything, I had them. Although they were a bit faded, I printed them and I attached them like that. And he also had the the receipt from his M-Pesa, which shows that he paid for that transaction. So we also add that one. We attached everything together, and I mean, like I said, the affidavit, we had to attach those as well. My dad had to do an affidavit that he knows about our relationship. We've been together for 2 years, because they also need to hear from people around you, your family, your friends. You're not nobody gets married alone. You can't say, oh, I want to marry this person, and your family does not know him. He doesn't know your family, you know, you don't know his family. So his mom also had to do an affidavit that she knows about our relationship for the past 2 years. We have been together, they approve of the relationship and everything. So my sister also had to do one, and then my friend had to do one. That my friend, we stayed together in Accra, so it was good, because I mean, this is somebody that knew us from 2021. So he wrote the affidavit. Oh, I know these people, they lived together. Missy was living alone until he came in the picture, and then they became a couple. They lived in the apartment. I know them and everything. He also had to sign, write his name, his signature, his number, and everything. So documents are like the most important thing, because if you don't get enough documents, that's when you get like, oh, we are sorry, we can't approve a visa at this time, because they didn't get enough document to ascertain that, oh, these people are a couple. Because like there's a lot of fraud going on, you know, with this UK visa thing. People come together to say, oh, you and I, let's, you know, do like we're a couple. When we get to the UK, we split up, you go your way, I go my way. So in order to curb all those things, they require a lot of documents. So we had to even do, I even wrote a letter, you know, to talk about the progress of our relationship, how we met, how it's progressed, where we are at now, and we are looking to be joined together again as soon as possible. But my partner said, oh, it's not important, don't submit that one. So yeah, but all of those things I saw online, that all of those things are what really helps for them to approve or disapprove the visa. So we submitted a lot of charts from way back 2021, charts from 2022, 2023, because we also had to prove that when he left for the UK, we continued dating. Because like a lot of people, when their partner travels, something happens, there's a crack in the wall, and the relationship dissolves, or it becomes not as it used to be. So a lot of people, maybe the one in the UK is kind of like not interested anymore, or the one back home is like, but the other person still wants to meet, and but they can't give you a visa to come and reconcile. It's either you're together or you're not together. So yeah, so they always want to prove that the relationship progressed and you guys are in good terms before they say, okay, take the visa, go and meet your partner. So for the unmarried visa partner, it is very tricky. It is very like something you need to sit down and crack your head, think about things, pray to God as well that you have everything and that it works out. Because when we submitted the when we submitted the application at first, after a day they had to send an email that they need additional documents. I'm like, ooh, okay, what additional documents? What else do we provide? What else do we submit? But guess what? It was God, because it was at that point we now submitted all these other things. In fact, we overloaded them. It was at that point we're not like, what can we submit to prove that? Because they specifically stated that they wanted official documents that proved that we've been together for 2 years. Ooh. So that was when we thought about the affidavits from the parents, the affidavits from my sister and my friend. We thought about the pictures. We submitted pictures before, but I'm like, okay, you want pictures? I'm gonna give you pictures. Pictures coming your way in 1, 2, 3. So I submitted like a lot of pictures, and thank God it was not online. I didn't have to go back to the visa application center to upload the documents. I could just, there was an email that I had to send up the new documents to. So I'm like, good. So I sent so many pictures, and then we attached charts that we've had since way back, present charts, as the relationship progressed. There was even a chart where he said, oh, I said I miss us in Accra, Uganda. No, I miss us in Accra, Kampala, Nairobi, and I can't wait for us to be together in the UK. So like we had that chart, and that chart was like, and there was one he said, oh, plantain, the last time he ate plantain was in Accra. So all those meaningful charts, not just chats of hello, hi, I miss you, chats that show that okay, these people have been together from way back. We had those significant chats, and I just took all those screenshots and submitted them. I also had screenshots of chats that I had with the sister when I met with the family, when I we became cool and friends, and more pictures and more pictures and more chats that were now like family and stuff, and also pictures of ourselves with friends and family, because like I said, you can't marry somebody alone. If you marry somebody, you're marrying them, their family, their clan, their tribe, their country, and everything. So you have to show that, okay, I'm not just with this person like singled out. The family is aware, my family is also aware. So like, yeah, so we had all of those documents put together. So like I said, the documents are the very, very, very important things. And when they need more documents, is because they already see potentials in the visa being approved. Like, okay, there is something there, but there is still something else that we need to be finally sure that these people deserve this visa. So when they asked for more documents, that's when we now added more fire, and we added more things, and everything just clicked. And also we added receipts, rent receipts from when we were together, 2021, 2022, 2023. We added everything, hotel, itinerary, travel itinerary, everything. We added all of them to cook the visa well. And finally the visa was, it's marinated well and it cooked nicely. So yeah, here we are. So guys, you can definitely travel to the UK to join your married partner, male or female. It depends on like having all of these documents completely, blowing their minds and making them know that, oh, these people have been together and they are still together, and you get your visa easily. And yes, we did our visa process ourselves. He did his himself, I did mine myself. So we just you just have to know the right link. Like I said earlier, you just have to know the right link. If your partner is on a study visa, work visa, what type of work visa, what type of study visa and all that, once you have the correct link, you're good to go. And in mine was standard, so my visa took 14 days, his took 21 days. But yes, mine was very fast for some reason. I mean, it's God, because yeah, we prayed a lot about it, and I wanted it very, very early because my visa for Kenya was expiring. And if they had wasted just one more week, I would have been due in Kenya to exit. And then I can't exit because I don't have my passport. And yeah, it would have just been crazy. But we thank God that, everything worked out fine and we're here. So you can do your visa yourself. You just need to have the right information. Research is very important. Make sure to do research on the things that you do not know about. And like I said in my other video, do not listen to what people say. Don't let them tell you that it's impossible, because it is very possible. I am a living proof. A lot of people do not think unmarried visa partner is a thing, talk more of it being possible. And I also didn't know about it until we did it, and it clicked. So it is very possible. You just need to know the right information. Do your research. If somebody tells you, oh, this and that, go and check it. Everything you need is online. Check, be sure that it is the right information. Don't just go with what people say like a sheep and be like, oh, they said it's not possible, so you sit down there. No, it is very possible. And since the last few days I arrived, I've gotten a lot of questions from people. How did you do it? I thought, even someone that told me, oh, it's not possible, you can't travel with Kenya visa as a Nigerian, you have to go back to Nigeria. The person is not asking me questions. How did you do it? What did they ask you? What documents? This and that. So like, it is very possible. Everything is possible. You just need to know how to go about it. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Missy. You can call me the black coffee with a cream or sugar. Yeah. And if you've been missing your partner for a very long time and you guys are like real solid, and because you're not married you think it's not possible, well, now that I've told you it's very possible, go and get that visa application started. And you just never know, maybe in a few weeks or months you're already together. So yeah, thank me later. So I'm going to make another video on the cost of relocating to the UK from Kenya, even from Nigeria. I think it's about, yeah, it's in dollars, so it's like the same cost, right? So I'm going to talk about that so that you know all the things that you should prepare when it comes to funds. And then yeah, you're good to go. All right, see you in the next video. Bye.